AEW asks, what do the people want for Christmas? And certain people came back with a simple answer. Send Hook. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Everyone had those signs. It does feel like his momentum has slowed down a bit in terms of overall crowd reaction, but I think that was to be expected when he was showing up more than once every 4 weeks or so.
Yeah, he's rarely there, and all he does is squash people. Eventually, he's got to get boring.
Because tonight wasn't even a promoted matchup. It was just one of those, hey, Hook is in action, which means Jobber.
Yep.
And we're not talking about Chris Jericho.
No, this is Exodus Prime. He was back to lose again.
Wardlow and then the Hook. Well, at least he didn't have to get powerbombed a bunch of times this time.
I think Serpentico must have been off the last couple weeks.
No, Serpentico only has to face the big one so he can really take damage.
But he didn't face Wardlow, though.
Wardlow's not big enough. Has to be Brian Cage.
All right, sure.
So if you're actually watching this match live, the amount of time of making that joke and laugh is about the amount of time that this match lasted.
Yeah. Hook just squashes people all the time.
I mean, it's definitely building up to him having another quality match with Lee Moriarty, so that's nice. Because after he won with the Red Rum, he's on his way out. Up on the screen pops Stokely, standing in like an alleyway.
Stokely. Yep. And there's Jungle Boy getting his ass whooped by Lee Moriarty, and Big Bill is kind of standing there watching. Just like, yeah, whoop his ass.
Yeah. Stokely says something along the lines of, see, he thinks he can walk these streets alone. You can't walk these streets alone. Basically a nice message saying like, hey, we're gonna get you too. And Big fucking Bill. Still hate that name.
Bill.
Still hate it.
His name is Big Bill, man. That's what it is.
See, I could deal with like Big Bill as like MJF referring to like his bodyguard as a kind of as like a slight, honestly, but as an actual name, I'm like, what? He chokeslams little jungle boy into a dumpster, and he gets lots of height on that.
Mm-hmm. And then Lee Moriarty threw a garbage bag on top of him.
Honestly, that was probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
I know. I only mentioned that because that was my favorite part, because it was like the cherry on top.
It's like, hey, cool, you're laying on a bed of garbage. Oh, now you're buried underneath it. It's a whole different story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's said it was the cherry on top. And they go back to the ring, and Hook pretty much doesn't care. He just walked away.
His emotionless self. Oh, at one point,
he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna walk away.
Stokely like has a bag of chips and starts dumping it out. I forgot what he said, but he ended with some talking about diabetes.
Stokely had some wild lines today.
Because we definitely saw him a couple times. At one point, Renee was with Bryan Danielson in the ring, and she asked the same question that Jon Moxley tried to answer the other day in a video, which is, what's going to happen now to the BCC? If that's the new story going forward, can we just get past the question and get to the falling apart?
And she didn't really ask him about what's happening to the BCC. It was more just, you know, what's happening with William Regal that she asked him. And he still danced around that question. He was like, I love Regal. The BCC doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, because it was something like she asked, like, what's going on with, like, with everything going on, what's going on with the BCC? Like, it might just be more of like a what's up scenario, but he's like, they're not gonna forgive Regal, but like, Regal is why he's a wrestler who he is today. He's the man he is today. That kind of sentiment went on for a while.
Yeah, like because he danced around that whole thing for a while. He name dropped HBK and said he trained in Texas so he could get the fans hyped there. And I'm like, this is pointless. To get back to his point of, well, I love Regal. He taught me everything.
Then he just kept repeating that there's consequences to actions before, until like the fourth time or whatever, he finally goes, MJF, there's consequences for your actions. He repeated himself a lot during this promo. Like, the consequences was one thing, not like necessarily word for word, but like, Regal made me the wrestler, made me the man, he made me this. But I mean, it works for him. His catchphrase was yes on repeat.
That is fair. That is fair. I don't know. This was
But then we got Stokely.
Yeah, this whole point of Bryan Danielson being out there to talk was so that we could get to hear Stokely talk more than once.
Sorry, we should say he called out MJF.
Yes, sorry, MJF called him a coward, so he called out MJF, and MJF didn't come out. Ethan Page and Stokely came on out.
I'll be honest, I
And
laughed
Ethan
at what
Page
Stokely
made
said,
some
but I
good
didn't
points.
catch it. But yeah.
Oh.
So I hope you
Ethan
got
Page
that when we get there.
I caught some Stokely stuff there. I got you.
Love that little bald man.
He's great.
Yeah, no, I agree though. Ethan Page definitely made good points. Like, the guy who just lost to MJF was the guy who won the tournament, who won the Battle Royal. Well, who was number 2 in all of those? Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. So, it makes sense by his thoughts that he should be next up instead of Bryan Danielson.
The little vegetable man.
Yeah, how come the vegetable man gets to jump in front of him?
They just start listing off all sorts of like vegetarian versions of foods, like cauliflower Cheetos.
Yeah. Stokely told him to go home and eat some gluten-free glizzies.
Holy
He said, go home and eat some gluten-free glizzies. And then he calls him a raggedy bitch.
Oh wait, no, because Danielson had his lines before that. Because
yeah, that's right. That was his comeback after Danielson talked again, and then he was just like, "You raggedy bitch."
Because the fans were, oh my god, Ethan Page and Stokely have so much heat. Those boos and those shut the fuck up chants. Because Danielson basically said, I can barely hear you because, well, 2 things. I'm distracted by the shine coming off your head. Can you not like grow hair or anything? Or something? And then he says also because the fans were politely telling them to shut up.
Yeah. The fans were very politely telling him to shut up.
Because that's why Stokely was irritated when he said that to him. It's like, call me bald.
Yeah. It's like, you raggedy bitch.
I was like, I felt like he said something right before that I missed, but then I wasn't sure if he said raggedy. I'm like, did you just call him a raggedy bitch?
Yes, yes, Stokely. So Stokely is he's we got raggedy bitch today. We've got dick riding from Stokely on television.
And dick riding with no license, because I've seen YouTube videos where that's
Dick
not
riding
going
with
away.
No license, dog. So we need. What else has he got for us? Because god damn it, Stokely is great. That line would have been my hit of the night if there wasn't some crazy stuff happening tonight.
In the end, Danielson and Ethan Page they're gonna fight next week.
Yeah, they are.
It's all that was left at my notes after that point anyway, so like
yeah, I mean obviously eventually that's what happens. Ethan Page does the stereotypical heel thing. You guys want to see us wrestle tonight? Well, too bad I'm not going to wrestle in this shitty place next week.
I'm okay with it mainly because Danielson was overly campy about the challenge.